Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 3 of A Couple's Thing,
where we touch on a couple of things.
Today we're going to be talking about cancel culture. What's it mean to you? What's it mean to us? What's it mean to be canceled? Is it real? Is it just a social media thing? We're going to touch on it all. So I'll just kick it off with the questions. What is cancel culture?
Cancel culture is a form of boycott that can have serious repercussions to people's lives. Plain and simple. That's it.
Anyway, it's been, I don't know, what you saying, like the past 3 years canceling people?
Yeah.
2. It's kind of a new thing.
It's a social media thing.
It's a social media thing.
For sure, 100%.
I think it has some good effects where holding people accountable. Before social media, this Me Too thing's been going on forever and nobody said anything. A lot of racist shit, a lot of racist companies and all that stuff, and nobody has said anything. So that's the good part, is actually holding people accountable. But, like, for how long? How long did we cancel Gucci? Like a week? Week and a half?
That's so different, though. That's such a different topic, because canceling a person for doing something wrong, I'm talking about in the works of the R.Kellys, the Harvey Weinsteins, the Michael Jacksons, the Shane Gillies, Louis C.K., we can go on forever. When it comes to that type of situation, goodbye. I don't think that there should be a comeback for somebody that literally does something that is a crime. A crime. If it's a crime, goodbye.
Should the public convict them, or do they have to be convicted for that crime for us to hold them
I think
accountable?
that the public are liars. I feel that no one really cancels.
But Michael Jackson has no charges.
So what?
Exactly. See, then you have a different stance.
There have been so many people, but here's the thing: where there's smoke, there's fire. So if you hear of 15 different people coming to light, or over a certain amount of number of people coming to light over a situation where there are facts, where there are things that we're hidden, why are we so quick to defend someone that we don't know, but to cancel someone for saying the N-word?
All right, so let's just go to people. Like, R.Kelly and Michael came up, right? People are so much faster to cancel R.Kelly. Is it because the evidence?
Because of the video.
Or is it because there's one person that got way better music that's harder to cancel than another person?
I think it has everything to do with that. It has everything to do with music. It has everything to do with the persona that this person has built up of the celebrity. So, for example, and this is the sad part, and I totally, listen, coming from a Michael Jackson fan, my mom used to cry. She got to go to 2 Michael Jackson concerts.
Really?
Yes. And she cried. Like, it was another world for her.
One of them, the videos crying and just...
Yeah, the fainters, all of that. Like, we will never experience that level of celebrity.
Probably not.
Here's the thing. I understand that there are songs that are amazing. My thing is, I think that people have to start looking at bigger pictures. They're so quick to dismiss victims. And I think that's the problem. Like, it's offensive to know that while this person is an artist, you don't know them. And I'm not just talking about Michael. I'm talking about anyone that is a celebrity.
But you think it's
we
just
don't know
always
them.
this on the other end too, that as soon as an accusation happens, that we automatically believe that person as well?
No, you see here,
because they can have interior motives. Obviously, these people got money that have
but
little.
You know what bothers me about that? Who?
But some people, there are people out there.
There's
been a couple people.
A couple. But name the people that were lying. I'm still waiting. No, but literally, just sit back and think about it. When the only charge I can think of is the girl that lied and said that Chris Brown raped her.
Nelly too. He dealt with a similar situation.
All right, but I don't
Tupac.
know. Oh, I'm talking about the one with Chris Brown because that one was cleared. I don't know about the Nelly or the Tupac one. Were they cleared?
They were not cleared, but there was no evidence.
But there's no evidence of a child being molested. So how can you have evidence of things like this? That is where
But you understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't wholeheartedly believe either party. There's always a middle, like, who's right,
but
who's right.
You don't think, okay.
There's certain cases. There's different cases.
I'm going to fix the case for you right now. I'm going to fix this case, and I'm going to use a regular individual. You have a child. Right. You have a daughter. We have a daughter. And we keep hearing from your aunt that one of your uncles is a pedophile. Are you letting our daughter around him?
No, that's just, of course not.
But why? Because it's just an accusation. You don't know if it's the truth or not.
I'm not taking that chance. That's my daughter.
But why would you take that chance with a celebrity and keep promoting them and keep praising their work and their artistry when behind all that shit is a deadly, disgusting person sticking things in children?
But at the end of the how many accusations? Who's making these accusations? There's a lot of variables that you have to throw into it.
There are.
You just can't put them to the fire because one person claims.
But you can choose. You can choose to personally not move forward.
But you don't know if that accusation is correct. This is just accusation, right? This is not a court.
All right. First of all, who are we talking about?
Anybody.
Anybody? But even if it is an accusation, wouldn't you? What's the term that we've learned since we were children? Be safe than sorry, right? Mm-hmm. We would rather be safe than sorry.
But this is about canceling people. So do you automatically jump the gun and cancel as soon as they get one accusation?
I am.
What if you did that with Chris Brown?
But it depends. But you see, I did. I was like, that ain't good.
But you don't feel like, damn, I jumped the gun, like there's two sides to every story?
But then if you get the truth, and then that's it. You apologize.
And you
don't have to apologize.
That shit again?
You just, you know what? I was wrong. No one takes accountability for when they were wrong. Like, I could totally admit that if there was something that happened, I would be able to say, you know what? I was wrong.
That's what, go ahead, continue.
When it comes to, I'll speak on this because there is such a rift with Michael Jackson. There is evidence. If you guys took the time, you know how obsessive I've been.
Listen, man.
If you took the time to really look, this man was more powerful than the Pope, than the president, than Princess Diana. He had all of those people that I just mentioned at his knees. He had everyone. There's not one celebrity on this planet today that is of that celebrity stature. The one that comes close is Beyonce. Close.
I mean, to the matter of people will still wholeheartedly defend him and still talk great about him, even with those accusations. That tells you how big he was. Because say that shit happened, as soon as that shit happened to R.Kelly, he canceled. Get him out of here. And nobody's gonna mention R.Kelly or defend him publicly because they don't want to be tied to that.
No, because there's a video of him pissing on a 14-year-old.
But we forgave him after that shit.
No, we didn't.
A lot of people was still bumping that shit.
A lot of people did, and you guys should be ashamed of yourself.
So to move it like a snake, man, that was after that.
No, I know, but I didn't know at that time.
Nigga, the video was out.
I didn't know. I did not know until Surviving R. Kelly. I heard about it. I never watched it. I didn't know.
Watch it, but you knew it was out there, right?
I didn't know.
Did you know it was out there?
I knew it was. I heard rumors about it, and I heard there was a sex tape. I didn't know how old the person was. I didn't know facts. The minute I knew facts is when I retracted everything, right? I even had the B2K album. I have all these songs that I did not know that R. Kelly did.
No, I'm not canceling the ones you
And
wrote.
I'm not canceling. No, I don't feel that that's fair. I don't feel it's fair to cancel.
I gotta let it burn.
Oh, God.
You get that? He wrote Let It Burn.
I gotta give credit to the artist. You can't take away their accolades just because of somebody else that fucked up on their behalf. You know what I mean?
So you listen to You Are Not Alone? That was written by R. Kelly.
I don't listen to Michael Jackson, bro.
Trying to lighten it up a bit.
Lighten it up? That ain't the way.
I'm gonna talk about myself.
Go.
R. Kelly, I could cancel. There's evidence the motherfucker was a monster. Michael Jackson, I stayed away from Finding Neverland. And I'm a hypocrite. I ain't gonna lie, because I have not canceled Michael because I don't know. It's fucking Michael.
What does that mean, though?
What
does that mean? That somebody Somebody is.
It's from birth, baby.
It doesn't matter. It's
I'm
fucking
gonna break
music.
it down for you. I'm gonna break it down for you. From birth. This is, you know how they're saying you could separate the art from the man.
There is no such thing.
And some people can't separate that.
There's no such thing. But go ahead.
Some people think that's a thing.
That's
Picasso
what
could have been. I don't know what Picasso was doing. They still hanging his shit up.
That's what people say to give an excuse and a reason to continue doing the shit they're doing.
I'm not a perfect man. I give that excuse for Michael, but not for R.Kelly.
What I want to say is, how can one sit and say that the Michael Jackson thing is not as bad when this Michael Jackson had 6-year-olds in his bed with tidy fucking whiteys, bent over, going in their buttholes. Yes, for those of you that did not see Finding Neverland, fucking watch it. Watch things that are hard. You know what bothers me about him not watching it is that I'm a victim of it, and I want him to understand how one can have the mindset to let that happen to them.
Thinking it's okay because they're kids.
Because they're
don't fucking kids. They don't know.
No.
They could think like this is the first, like the Michael Jackson victims could be like, he loves me. Like that's what they said, right? Yes. They're still like maybe this is how he shows the love. They don't.
When have you ever heard a victim say, I don't hate him, and I was in love with him"? You've heard that?
No. No, you're right. You're right.
Have you heard it?
No.
Thank you. First time I've ever heard it. 2 guys, two gentlemen on the show.
Sorry.
We're talking about some serious shit, baby.
You gotta say 2 guys again.
2 guys who basically believed that they were in love since 5 years old. It's Stockholm Syndrome. They are coerced and groomed at a young age. Nobody was playing with nobody's pee-pee. Nobody's supposed to be doing that, but we don't know that as children. So when you see an adult who is supposed to be supervising you and taking care of you,
with him,
and it's fucking Michael Jackson. Listen here, I can't tell you if I was 13 and Justin Timberlake.
To the Dave Chappelle joke where he's like, he goes back to school the next day. He's like, "Guess what happened to me?" All proud, like,
no, yeah.
The king of pop.
Which I totally fucking understand. Because
it's so sick and
with someone at a level of celebrity, you feel important. You feel special. Why me out of a billion other people that you could have chosen? So it's easy to stay stuck in that frame of mind and think, well, this is what's supposed to be happening. And then 6-7 years later, it's still happening.
And how do you relate that to yourself?
Well, I mean, I think that with Stockholm Syndrome, you don't know. I knew it wasn't right.
You knew it wasn't right.
I knew it wasn't right, but I also knew that I was afraid, and I didn't know how. Do I move? Do I get up? Do I say something?
Or then my mom is gonna hate him, and everybody's gonna hate him, and then he's not gonna love me anymore.
No, forget that. I'm not gonna be believed. And
but did you feel like more not believed, or you felt like?
I felt like my mom would kill him.
Okay.
I felt like...
So, you're scared of the repercussions of what they did to you, which is crazy. Like, no kid should have that burden. Like, it's disgusting.
Yeah. So, I mean, here's the thing. Back to me getting upset at him, I wanted him to sit through Finding Neverland because it was my first time sitting through it. Who wants to watch things like that? I feel like you watch things like that to become educated and to understand and try to see both sides and say, all right, this is where this went wrong. These are the signs of what could happen.
Yeah. I did not watch it just so I don't believe it. I didn't watch it just because I don't want to hear about that like it's just
a reality.
But I could choose to believe it and not watch it though.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear these kids talking about them being molested and just this nasty stuff and just like speaking about a monster. Even when I watched R.Kelly, Surviving R.Kelly, like that's very uncomfortable and like something disgusting.
When you watch a show like this for something he didn't watch, that's not all they were talking about. It was more of the history and more of the compiling evidence that could be. So it's like watching freaking Ted Bundy. Mm-hmm. He's decapitating people. But we know that it really happened. We know that it must be terrifying for the families. We know that it's triggering for people that have gone through it already. but it's something that needs to be addressed. Just as when they see us. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see these Instagram videos of these kids being fucking thrown down on concrete floors for no reason. But we watch it. We watch it and we continue to go through with it. Do we not? Anyway, we're getting off topic. Let's move on. Do you believe that cancel culture is a real thing?
It's real, but it looks like it's the masses. Everybody feels that way because it's spread all over social media. But it's not everybody, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like social media makes it feel like everybody canceled it. When H&M did the monkey shit, a lot of people still going to H&M.
Oh God, because I feel that people do this cancel thing to go along with hype.
Yeah.
To not be frowned upon.
Fake wokeness.
Yeah, to not be frowned upon also. Like, I think that the only people that should be canceled is if they are like a corporation that is completely and utterly racist. And what do you think about companies being canceled?
If they have been super either racist, sexist, I'm talking about from top to bottom, yeah, we should. And they serve the urban community or whatever community and they don't support it, yes, they should be canceled. Why are we spending our money to fund these brands that give two shits about us? Look at the Montclair with the fucking blackface and all the blackface with the high-end brands.
Okay, so I can actually talk on that I worked for the company and
while that scandal happened.
While this scandal is happening, what I want to say is that there was no awareness. And this is something that is very important. I am going to play devil's advocate with this because I get this part. Now, in other countries.
And that place is based where?
In Italy.
Italy.
Yes. Okay.
Now,
in Italy, before I even say any of that, when you want to create a brand, when you want to create a dad hat, when you want to create a line of your own, do you research in Russia? Do you research in Italy? Do you research Uruguay, Chile? Do you research any of these places to see what those countries may be thinking? You don't. You're thinking about your brand, its native nature. I'm not done because I'm gonna retract. And that is what happens with this company. The entire house, the main house, is in Italy, and it's only their people at the top. Is that okay? Absolutely not. Now, what I want to say about that is the good thing that came out of it was that education, awareness, accountability. The company took accountability for it and turned it around and said, you know what? Now we're going to create an initiative so that people...
Hey, Dapper, come here. Can we hug you on camera?
No.
Can't we really give them an excuse of being that tone deaf when you know how big you are in the USA and how what people actually promote the brand out the motherfucking ass? Who's that? Fucking urban community.
I agree with
fucking
you.
Fucking rappers, fucking R&B singers, all that. But you can't be that tone deaf when you see your numbers and how you sell in the USA.
Do you want to know what I think is more of a problem with that company rather than that stupid black sweater, which did not only come out in black, it came out in a series of colors.
Before black.
It came out in a series of colors, and it was an homage to an actual artist in the Bowery or something like that. It has an actual description. And what I want to say is that the creative director, who I will keep nameless, y'all could Google him or whatever, he is not like that. He is very inclusive. He believes in finding a story for a toothpick, okay? Like, he's very much like that.
And I'm not even putting it on them for what they put out. I'm putting it on them for not having a team around them who could easily point that out.
Boom. But The only thing I want to say about that is like when I saw the sweater, and I saw the sweater way before it was posted, because that sweater came out in August, and it was freaking, I don't know, November or something when someone decided to like say something about it. That sweater, we thought it was hot. We didn't see anything wrong with it when it came out. When we saw our clients trying it on, we didn't think of anything. I understand the message and the delivery of the sweater. I wish that there was something that could have been done ahead of time, which I feel it's very, very good that this happened, because now they held themselves accountable as per other brands, Prada,
that shit
Moncler. They did not give two fucks.
Sometimes with cancel culture, sometimes it's just time. Sometimes you stay low, keep quiet. They'll be talking about something else in a couple weeks. Look at a lot of people that hasn't apologized for their shit. They just stay low and they keep firing.
But also, to the people that canceled, I was shocked to see people still coming to shop. The same day, the same week, a week after.
You know, that's fake wokeness,
everyone,
man.
T.I. He's all about it. Yeah, I'm canceling them too. Come to the store and they buy a belt.
I mean, you know how it goes, man. They fake woke. They're just gonna jump on the bandwagon to feel like they're woke and canceling. But we really, honestly, you ain't even gotta cancel nobody. Those luxury brands are people that got money. Why are you spending that money on that?
They're not. What I want to say, after working in luxury, it's not for us. Do you think that there is a better solution to cancel culture? Is there something that maybe we all can do as people, as individuals, to make it better? To make it so that we don't cancel them, but we educate. And
just don't jump on the bandwagon. I just hate everybody jumping on the bandwagon and just so quick to cancel somebody for anything. Let's talk about Gina Rodriguez.
Thank you.
Gina Rodriguez. Her last name is Rodriguez. What's the nationality?
She's Puerto Rican.
Oh, she's Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican Taino.
All right. So if you know about Puerto Rican, you know what three parts we are. We're from Spain, because they came over and they raped some people. Colonizers, we'll call them that. We are Taino, Indian. Those are the native people that we were already there. Nobody discovered something that was already fucking there. That's first off. And then we are black, because some black slaves were brought over. So we are those three things. Remember that. 1/3 of those three things. And depending on where you lived, N-word, Gina Rodriguez, she said the N-word she was rapping a song, it was Ready or Not.
Ready or Not by Lauryn Hill and Nas.
Fine niggas give me heebie-jeebies. That's what she said. Yes. It's a New York thing. It's a cultural thing. I try to say it not too much, but it still slips out when it's just in my vocab. But it's just a cultural thing. I understand the negative tone that shit has, and I get where it comes from, and it's nasty, and I do try to stay away from it. But just know, in this melting pot of New York City, my next door neighbor's black, my next door neighbor's Chinese, my next door neighbor's Indian.
Your girl.
And we all
black.
We all hang around the same area. My girl's black. I have some black in me, and it's just where you from. It's how we speak.
Do you agree with that for an actual white person?
No. I'm sorry. It's not because I'm claiming that 1/3 in me that's black. It's more of just where I grew up. It's just more of what I'm around. So what if
it's where they grew up and what they're around?
If somebody black gave you that N card, I can't dispute it, because that means you're valid in some type of way. I'm sure Eminem says that shit around D12. It's
with the N-word, I try not to say it, and I think it comes out like when I'm very, very upset, or like...
You don't even sound right saying that.
I don't sound right saying it, so I really don't say it, to be honest.
I say it.
He says it, but not a lot. So when we grew up in New York, or you know what? It's literally been the past 2 years that people have been getting really weird about the N-word being said by Latinos. Because me growing up in school in elementary here in the Upper West Side of New York, we were all together. We are the minority. So Black, Latino, we have always been the other. So there was never a divide to me in my life. In yours? No.
Never.
We were all seen as one. We are together.
I never got to look sideways from saying it. And
never.
It's not like I say it to only Black people. No, I say it to Spanish people, to Filipino people.
And he doesn't say it to
Asian
people. You don't say it.
We just say it.
You use it
just use
sometimes. Yes. But...
And my Filipino people say it.
You need to relax.
They all say it.
That's not okay. I don't think that's okay.
But that's just a New York cultural thing.
No, I don't think that's okay.
Why? Because they don't have any Black in them?
They're not Black.
I don't think it's a Black thing.
But you just said white people can't say it. You are contradicting yourself, honey. But you're contradicting yourself. If it's a cultural thing, if it's based on what culture you grew up in and what neighborhood you grew up in, then that means that the white boy that grew up, let's say he had foster parents or he was adopted by Black parents, he grew up with them, he's allowed to say it. I genuinely don't give a shit as long as it's not in a negative way. If it's used within a negative connotation, problem. But
it'll be somebody outside looking in that'll be like, oh, that looks weird, it sounds weird. But the people inside looking out probably never even thought about it, because I've been around plenty of Black people with my Filipino people that we all use that word and nobody looks at them any type of way.
Yeah, but we've just been educated on this stuff. You have to remember that. All of these things have just started coming to light. All the things that we used to think were okay are not. No.
That's so corny.
No, it's so true. All right, this is gonna
lead me to this.
That's not how I meant it. This topic is gonna lead me to the Sticks and Stones comedy show that Chappelle did on Netflix. He touched on a lot of topics that were very sensitive to many people.
Did you enjoy the special?
I think it was beautiful. I personally feel that if you are going to speak or joke about a certain topic, you should have gone through it first.
What if it's just a hot topic and he's just talking about the hot topic? That's what he's basically doing.
What if your death was a hot topic? Do you want people to be joking about it? Like, no.
Damn, that's extreme.
Ooh.
How could it? I think it was more, the shit that was bad was more acceptable. So bashing gay people, Eddie Murphy says the F-bomb on Raw and Delirious all the time. It makes me cringe hearing it now. But back then, they didn't have the voice that they have now to hold them accountable, like saying you cannot say that shit.
That's what I've been trying to tell you for the past few months.
But now everybody's held accountable. But I like that Chappelle put that stand-up out because it got too much to the right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have an unpopular opinion and not be held to the cross. He had an unpopular opinion. He wasn't held to the cross because it was just his opinion, and everybody got different opinions. Even if it's not popular, like the biggest thing that stands out to me is saying that he's a victim blamer. So that makes me a little bit uncomfortable, but he said it in a way where, he talked about Chris Brown and his girl. How many domestic abuses things we probably seen just growing up around people where the girl wails off on the guy first and he gets one in and then he gets arrested. So that's what he was saying for like the blaming the victim, being a victim blamer. And it's not the popular thing. It's not a cool thing to say sometimes. He's saying that towards the Michael Jackson thing too, but it's his opinion. And I just feel like comedians are always supposed to be a little edgy and are always supposed to tell their truth without being scared.
But that's not his truth.
But it's his truth in his mind of what he thinks of that situation.
Here's the thing, and here's where I think you get it twisted. Having an opinion is valid. Making a joke within that opinion
He's a comedian.
But that's why it's not okay. You think, and you want to know how
because
I know?
Because you make the light of a fucking dark subject, right?
Well, you're not making light of it. You're just bringing up a dark subject and bringing up the darkness within it and making sure that people laugh about it. So, why I know that he agrees with me a little bit is because when we watched the special the first time, he did not laugh.
I didn't laugh at the sense.
You didn't laugh at the parts that you knew could hurt
could
somebody.
relate to you.
Yes. So just imagine that stage, right? With that entire audience. In that audience, there had to be at 60% of people, not even 85% of people that have been molested, that have been raped, that have gone through situations like that. So how do you think they felt while Tim and Bob were fucking cracking up right next to them, and they're living that moment again because this comedian decided to spring it up?
But he wasn't saying in a way like he doesn't believe him at all. He was just saying in a way of how he thinks about it. I don't want to let go of the king of pop. I mean, it makes Michael Jackson in a better light.
Exactly.
Especially of how much
We're putting a criminal.
How much weight Dave Chappelle holds. But if you really listen to him, he's just like, I love the music. I don't want to let him go. He could have did that shit. But me personally, Dave Chappelle, don't want to believe it because I like the music. And a lot of people feel that way.
I agree. But as somebody, as a comedian who has the voice that it's going to so many people in the world, is that the message you want to get? But you know
how Dave Chappelle is? He don't give a fuck.
Yes, but guess what? Now the world won't give a fuck.
I don't believe that, though. You're a weak-minded person of saying, oh, Dave Chappelle thinks that way, so I'm gonna think that way because I like Dave Chappelle.
No, it's not about weak-minded people. We're talking about cancel culture where people literally flock with hype just because someone else is doing it, whether it's bad, good, right, or wrong. Imagine with something that's so serious.
The Stick and Stone hype kind of flipped cancel culture on his end because they wanted to cancel Dave Chappelle, but he's like uncancelable. And he's talking about those situations where people got canceled, and he was like, it's just that media, that social media uproar, like everybody
you just brought up
had the same opinion.
You brought up something very fucking valid, honey.
Okay.
Dave Chappelle is a comedian doing a show.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, well, hopefully he don't rile troops to believe.
I'm not finished. He's a comedian that has a big presence. He's an artist. He's a freaking actor. He's a philanthropist. Whatever he is, at the end of the day, there's no reason to cancel him based on his beliefs. I don't believe that he should be canceled.
A lot of people could have though. With the culture that's out now, baby.
Yeah,
people been canceled for less than what Dave Chappelle said.
But that's the whole point of this. I don't believe he should be canceled.
Okay.
I believe that comedians should watch what they say because you can have a yo, bro, you can talk about anything on the planet. She's mad. You can talk about anything on the planet but rape and molestation. Why are those the two things? Because
it was the hot topic at the time. For Surviving R.Kelly and the Finding Neverland were something that everybody was talking about. So as a comedian, you're just writing what's going on in your life. You're just drawing inspiration from what's around you. So he's going to make jokes around what everybody is talking about. That's just natural. That just goes in the writing process. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he should have shied away from it, because it's such a sensitive it's just a disgusting subject of rape and molestation.
You're a funny dude. Would you joke about it?
Oh, God. If I could create what he created,
No. You being you. Would you, to get... No, not with me. You got a deal right now with Netflix because of our show.
Okay.
And they want to give you your own segment on Revolt or something. And there's a hot topic about Harvey Weinstein, and we finally got evidence or something.
I would talk about it on how I see it and try to make it funny, but it's still going to reflect my views.
Now here's the difference. You have a choice to make it where the criminal's on top or where the victim's on top. You can still make jokes about it.
I mean, he kind of did both, if you think about it.
No, he chose Michael Jackson over everything, dude.
But then he chose that R. Kelly's wrong.
But...
You know what I'm saying?
I get it, but Michael Jackson's wrong, too.
But he still said that he could have did that shit. And, you know what I'm saying? Which is kind of the opinion.
Know. I guess we could agree to disagree.
I know.
Because
that's what we
honestly, I know that. Honestly, though, I just feel revolted by the fact that someone could actually talk about...
To shine light on it? And
somebody's little booty hole getting played with. in a comedy show.
But the fact that, but doesn't it show about how fucking good Dave Chappelle is that he can make you laugh off of that shit?
I didn't laugh. And I'm sure that there are other people that didn't laugh either. And
you upset at the people that laughed at it? I know you was upset at me.
I feel indifferent about it, yeah, because you want to know what bothered me about it? Show your true colors. When we sat there and watched it the first time, oh, don't worry about me. Do your thing.
I was like, just...
Because at the end of the day, when I woke up the next morning, I heard you.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you watching it and I heard you laughing. And that hurt me more than if you would have just laughed sitting there watching it for the first time. Because that just would have been, an instant reaction to something. When something's funny, something's funny. And I totally...
was holding it in.
But I'm understanding of that, honey.
Mm-hmm.
But doing it behind my back... Not behind my back,
hurtful,
and
yes.
that's more hurtful because it was like, fuck. Now let me get these laughs out of my system since this bitch ain't here. You know, I don't think you said it like that, but that's exactly what he meant. Do you think social media has made the world look really different?
It made us look like a bunch of pussies.
I agree. I agree.
The thing about it, I'm gonna break it down to you 100%. How many people in social media? Fucking billion people all over the world.
A billion.
If somebody does something, somebody's gonna find something wrong with that thing.
Of course.
And then he's probably gonna find, or she is gonna find a fan base to rally around them, even if it's 100 or 1,000 people that repost to be outraged about that one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody can be mad about a certain thing, and then find 100 people or 1,000 people that are mad about that same thing. And then it just looks like the mass is mad about that same thing. But we're really not. Everybody has different opinions of what they should be mad at or want to cancel or feeling outraged about. Like, and it makes us all look like a bunch of fucking super sensitive people. No, it's different groups that are sensitive about a different thing. It's not everybody that's just mad about that.
I agree.
Boom. End of episode. She agreed. Nah, I'm joking. And yeah, that's what it is, bro.
Okay, wait. I see. We're looking at his laptop. Do you think people are sensitive in real life, or is it just for social
that goes
media?
right in. It depends. Are they trying to do clickbait and just jumping on a wave and then reposting it? Do they really feel that way?
I think a lot of people do it so that they can look the part,
or
to
look
their
like
friends,
they're concerned.
Their yeah.
Yeah, I didn't repost the monkey thing or H&M because I know it's the shop there. I'm sorry. They got cheap affordable clothes.
I don't shop at H&M.
Zara, don't fuck up, man. Yo, please, Zara, don't fuck up, please, because I'm not canceling you. I don't care. Or yeah, it's everybody doesn't feel that way. It's just a couple people behind a keyboard that want to rally up people. Like, everybody
I agree with that.
is not
I feel that people are just...
The world is not that sensitive, man. If you really in the world and you talk to people, you'll know that. What it has done for good is making people more aware, including myself. With like LGBTQ and the other letters, there's a lot. You took all the alphabet. But we're more I'm more understanding of the things they go through or what they want to be called or stuff like that. Like I work with transgender people, I work with gay people. Like I love people. As long as you're a good person, that's all I care about. But I'm not aware of what you want to be called, and I feel like social media and certain stuff like that has brought that lightness to me.
Also, I think it's just the times. We're moving with the times. Mm-hmm. You know, now being in my 30s, I don't know why I thought that when I was younger, the world was around forever. And though it seemed that way, like, there was not, like, movies, music, all of that just started, like, when our parents were, like, coming up. So, like, boomers. Everything started with boomers.
Yeah, but it's funny because you speak to an older person and they have those some different opinions.
That's my whole point. Look at how we look at Gen Z. We look at Gen Z like I can't even. If you're under 25, I can tell.
Just have the arrogance that they know everything. That's what bothers me. But yeah, I feel you on that. But they educate us on some stuff too, of how to be sensitive to others, and there's certain things we could all learn from each other.
I think we're literally creating the world for the future.
My generation's the best. I ain't gonna hold you.
Bridge
We
millennials.
don't bridge millennials. We discovered this phone shit, this computer shit. We're savvy on all that shit. And we know, but we also know about Motown. I seen Jordan play.
We
on the
also
Bulls.
had to go to the library. Still.
Had to go to the library.
We had
played
to read
outside.
We had to read encyclopedias to do our homework. Now y'all could cheat. I'm afraid of these doctors.
Bro.
These doctors and lawyers getting their degrees on their iPads.
Yeah, y'all got watches to cheat on tests and shit. Like, come on, man.
I see people on social media posting on their stories for strangers to write their papers, and that they'll pay people for it. That is scary.
And what
That's
that
scary.
generation,
Just do your work.
And with that generation, y'all put too much out there, man.
Yeah.
Y'all put way too much out there. There's a lot of stuff you need to keep private. The stuff you love the most, keep private. Hold it close to your chest.
And when we say keep private, we don't mean keep it a mystery and keep it a secret.
I show my love.
There's a difference between privacy and secrecy.
But
and
I don't show when we fighting or show like you
pictures.
You know what I mean? People I see break up one day, the next day they posting together. Like, keep your shit private, man. Just talking now.
Now we just want to show y'all some love. Like,
yeah.
Is there anything else that we should talk about before we end? Before we close out on the cancel culture episode 3, I do want to just mention that before you cancel someone, make sure that you have a valid reason for yourself, that you're not doing it because others are doing it. And remember that these are human beings, not TV shows. You can cancel a TV show. I see people like calling out the death of somebody,
like Aziz,
hoping that they die just because they said the N-word or because they're not invited to the cookout. Like, who made you the person that was in charge of the guest list to the cookout? There's so many things that we have to hold ourselves accountable for, and we have to make sure that we remember that we're all human beings. We all have a difference of opinion. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Say it one more time.
All make mistakes. Anyway, so I'm gonna mention something like the Kevin Hart situation where he's talking about his son, that he don't want to be gay and all that stuff. But it was
How many years ago was that?
I don't know. It was like 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
We all grow, and if Twitter was out and when I was in high school or in my early 20s, I'm sure there's a bunch of shit I'll be cringing at because I have grown. Like, listen, we all grow. You should not be put to the fire because a tweet from 10 years ago if you don't feel that way anymore.
As long as there are no criminal charges.
Yeah, criminal charges. And as long as you're not just saying sorry and you still feel that way, you're saying sorry because you have grown and you don't feel that way from your journeys or just different people you met. Just don't cancel somebody unless you have all the facts.
Give me a kiss.
All the facts. Mwah.
On that note, guys, thank you for tuning in to episode 3 of Cancel Culture and
Sticks and Stones, Cancel Culture, whatever you want to call it. We touched on all of it.
Yes, we did. We will see you on the next episode.
Yes, next episode is gonna be
No,
couples competition.
Is it?
Tune in.